Good morning, everyone. It's not 7 a.m. yet here in LA. I'm up to do my morning walk. I wanted to do a quick weight loss update, and then I also just wanted to check in this morning because I wrote a really big blog post yesterday, and it was really hard emotionally. I hope my lipstick looks okay. I didn't really look in the mirror before I left. It was really hard emotionally, so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about, because I'm realizing, this is really the thing that holds so many of us back, not just in terms of, weight loss or whatever goals you're trying to achieve. It's really this thing about shame that I want to talk about, how we shame each other, how we shame ourselves. And this really is paralyzing for so many people. We are just paralyzed. We can't achieve the goals we want to achieve because of this shame, and being afraid to just be ourselves and be authentic and speak our truths. So I'm going to talk about that. But first, I just want to quickly let you know that I have only 4 more pounds to go. I got so busy with this whole cod liver oil scandal thing that I started blogging about again, which I think I'm almost done with that, thank God. I don't think I have. I'm going to write the post on the cod liver oils that I recommend, but other than that, I don't have anything more to say. I do want to talk about some of the feedback I've gotten from people about me. Well, I'll talk about that in a second, but let me finish with the weight loss thing. So, yeah, I'm ready to get back to regularly scheduled blog posts and just writing all the things that I write about. That is exhausting to write about that stuff. But yeah, so the Emmys is this weekend, and I realized I didn't even buy a dress, but I think I can still rent one. They have something called Rent the Runway. So I think I'm going to get my dress today. I'm going to get my hair appointment done and go back to my life. So I'm really excited to get my toenails done. But so 4 more pounds. And you know what? When you get within 5 pounds, it's like, it's easy to finish. I think it's that when you're at the 10-pound mark that it's like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. But when you're within 5 pounds away, you can get there. And so I'm going to get there. And even if I don't hit my goal by Sunday, it's okay, because I'm still going to look great and I feel good. My tummy's flat. And I feel like I achieved what I want to achieve. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm almost there. So that's a good feeling. And it really is a good feeling, and we should celebrate when we hit our goals. And don't forget that part, because that's, you work so hard and then you don't celebrate. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about what happened yesterday. It was very emotional for me to get all that out. I feel like I finally got to the other side of the hero's journey. If you guys are familiar with Joseph Campbell, which way should I go? I don't want to go that way. I'm going to walk this way. Joseph Campbell said that every story, every myth has this, what he calls a hero's journey, and you have to go and face your demons and face your dragons and fight them and challenge the things that are the hardest for you to challenge, and then come out the other side. And when you come out the other side, you're a transformed person, you're a better person, you're a better human being. That's what every story is about, from Star Wars to Harry Potter, you name it. Actually, George Lucas worked with him. So, with Joseph Campbell, I couldn't remember his name. Need more coffee. So I feel like I really just came out the other side. And there was something about me having to confront Sally Fallon Morell. It's not a coincidence. She's very much like my mother. Luke, I'm your father. It is so true that a lot of times the people you'll face that you have to confront in your life are a reflection of people in your life, in your past, typically your family, your parents, who you've got issues with. My mom was very cold and not loving. And you know, sometimes you need the perspective of somebody else to help you see that. I had a really good long chat with my, as I call him, my best girlfriend. One of my best friends from high school yesterday. We talked for 2.5 hours. I was like, oh my God, we're like teenage girls. I was walking the whole time yesterday afternoon, and because I just needed to decompress from this whole thing of what I just went through. And you know, he was texting me, calling me, oh my God, I saw what you just wrote. I saw what you just wrote. Because he knows how big that was for me to write that blog post. And so here's the thing though. It was so healing for me to talk to him. He is gay. He's dealt with this his whole life, living in a place that's very oppressive and very unforgiving and very shaming of him. And he feels shame for who he is, for his partner, his lifestyle. And so he's working on trying to put that out there into the world. He's working on writing. But he's talking about how hard it is to put yourself out there. And so he knows, he understands. And so it's like I needed to put myself out there and say the truth about what I know and what I've seen, because I know all these people. I know Sally Fallon, I know Dave Wetzel, I know all these people, the players in the Weston Price Foundation, and I've lived all this, and I've seen it all from the beginning. You know, I joined this organization back in 2007, bought Sally Fallon's book in 2008, and really got into it, and you know, had this huge community and built the whole blog network around this. In fact, for a long time, Sally always called us her bloggers. Good morning, Michelle. Hi, everybody. Hi, Heather. Hi, Gabriella. Yes, Gabriella, I'm going to talk about Brene Brown in just a second. That's actually your psychic, because that's what my friend and I were talking about. That's a lot of what we were talking about is Brene Brown. So awesome. So anyway, what was I saying? I forgot. I was talking about shame, and I was talking about confronting people. So I built this whole network around this. So it's not just that I needed to, it's not like I just wrote about fermented cod liver oil over the years. It's really that I endorsed Weston Price Foundation and Sally, and really built her up and really helped to promote her. And it didn't bother me that she called us her bloggers. I was fine with that. I was happy to help. And she did name me as, you know, she gave me the Political Activist Award in 2000, whatever that was, 9, 10. And that was a proud moment for me, because I really believed in what we were doing, and I felt like we could make a lot of change, and I think we did. You know, I do think we did. I think we helped really spread the word about all these wonderful things. So I do think that, but I think that's really why I needed to, and I didn't make sense of it until I was talking to my friend yesterday, and I realized, no, I needed to put it out there and really help people understand I've come to the other side. Sally was the big dragon. Sally was my big dragon. And you know what I realized too? Nobody's ever done that except one other person, and that's Kayla. Kayla was the one, and Kayla was the one that went into that dragon's den completely in the dark. Like, it was dark, it was in the dead of night. She went into that dragon's den. And I'm not saying this to make Sally into a dragon. I don't mean it like that. I just mean Sally's over the years really attacked a lot of people, from Mercola to Nina Plank to Kate Shanahan to all these people she's attacked. And so, and you know, she wields a lot of influence. She does these big conferences every year, and I just lost the connection. It's back. So I feel like, you know, it was really scary for anybody to confront her. And, you know, it's scary to confront somebody who trashes people. And so, and I know what it feels like to be trashed, because I have by a huge number of people back in 2014 when everybody was shaming me online. All the old bloggers, not all the old bloggers, most of them. So I know what that feels like, and it's the worst feeling in the world. They say that public shaming is a fate worse than death, and it is, totally. I can understand that now. So that's why it's so hard for people to challenge somebody when that person has a lot of power and has a track record of trashing people. So anyway, I did it. It's over. It's done with. I don't have to continue on with it anymore, and I feel very good about that. And I feel like, you know, my philosophy on my Facebook profile says it's either hell yeah or it's hell no. And if it's not hell yeah, it's hell no. And that is what I live by now, because life is short. We're all getting older. The years go by. And if we're not doing what we want to do and speaking our truth and being authentic and living the life that we want to live, then what's the point? Like, so if you're having trouble making a decision, it was Derek Sivers who said this. There's a TED Talk, I think, where he talks about this. No, he didn't. This wasn't his TED Talk, but he has a good TED Talk too. He said it's either hell yeah or it's hell no. And I think if you start looking at your life like that, it's either hell yeah or it's hell no. And the Weston Price Foundation is just not a hell yeah for me, based on how they've acted and based on how they have responded to all this. Interestingly, they I just lost connection again. They deleted all my comments from the Facebook page. They can't delete the ones on the reviews. Michelle was really smart. She goes, go post on the reviews because they can't delete those. I guess they can't. It's kind of like Yelp. But they deleted everything else I posted and they posted their response. And I know they're deleting other people's comments too, because I'll see like comments are there and you click on them and then there's nothing. So they don't want to deal with this, you know. They can just delete the comments, just like Sarah Pope from the Healthy Home Economist did, and Mommy Potamus, and actually a number of, yesterday I looked at a couple others that I had commented on and they deleted mine too. So Kelly the Kitchen Cup deleted my comments, and she didn't delete my comments, oh yes she did, on her page she did. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, when people don't want to hear your truth because it's uncomfortable for them, that's about them. That's not about you. And that's what I've had to learn, because this is the shame that holds us captive. This is the shame that keeps us paralyzed and keeps us from saying what we want to say. And this happens in whole organizations, guys. This is what happens in politics. It's like, okay, so-and-so is making money off such and such, and they're not going to say anything about the corruption that's going on. They're not going to say anything because it's comfortable for them. And maybe it's not just money. Maybe it's you know, being right is another big part of it. Looking bad, looking foolish. Nobody wants to look foolish. We all want to look like we're awesome and we're smart and we're doing everything right, you know. So it's much easier to just attack somebody else. So I woke up this morning and I got an email from somebody, and I won't name any names, but it was one of those really, I'll put it to you this way. It was the kind of email that women send. It's really seems really nice, but it's the just nastiest, hateful things you can say. But then they just dress it up real pretty and make it seem nice, and basically just saying that she was aware that people in the community didn't like the way that I was expressing myself, didn't like the way that I was communicating, that if I could just be nicer, if I could be nicer and not so inflammatory, and I forget the words that she used, you know, don't be so blaming, don't use accusatory language, whatever, whatever. And it was really funny because I said, you know, I wrote back to her and I said, thanks for the unsolicited advice. But you know what? You have a way of saying things. She calls it nonviolent communication. I say what I understand it to be is a way of talking that you can say really mean things in a really nice way so people don't realize you're saying mean things, but they're mean things. She said all these people are saying bad things about you in the way you're communicating. What that did was pull up bad feelings for me about when I was publicly shamed and made me feel, oh my God, people are saying bad things about me again. And then I realized, oh, she's doing this on purpose. Yes, passive aggressive. Yes, vitriol, that was the word she used. I told Michelle, I was chatting with Michelle this morning. Michelle is in Denmark and has been following along, and now we chat. And I think it's so cool that we can all communicate globally. It's such a cool thing. So yeah, I said, you know, if that's non-violent communication, I'll pass. I'd rather be authentic, even if people don't like me. At least I'm being real and I'm being who I am, and I'm not going to apologize for that. Look, Sally's a big girl, and if she doesn't like what I'm saying, she can address it. If I'm wrong, address it, but don't delete my comments. Whatever. Like I said, I don't need to talk about it anymore. I've said what I needed to say. I've spoken my truth. And if people don't like the way I'm saying it, that's their problem, not mine. Maybe they should look at why they have a problem with me saying it. Maybe they should actually listen to what I'm saying. You know, what's interesting is this is the same thing they said to Kayla Daniel. When she did the whistleblower report last year, all these people said they thought she was snarky. They thought she was acting, I don't know if trying not to cuss on these, so the B word, right? She was snarky. That's a way to distract people from the truth of what she's saying. Sit back down, Kayla. Don't be snarky. Don't be, you know, a bitch. Sit back down, keep your mouth shut, and behave like all the rest of us are. This is how women are shamed. Men are shamed in different ways, and you know, men have to be tough, they have to be strong, they have their own ways. And so this is the Brene Brown. If you guys haven't read Brene Brown, or go watch her YouTube video, she does a TED Talk, I think. It's a TED Talk. She's amazing. But this is what she talks about, how the shame holds us back. How the shame, our fear of being shamed, you know, and everybody doing it. It's like we all police each other. All the people who are getting paid by the Weston Price Foundation. And even if they're not getting paid directly, it's comfortable. I looked at a communication I had last year with one individual who's a health practitioner. And his response was, well, you know, I just don't know, and so I'm not going to get involved. He didn't say it exactly like that. He said it in a way like, well, I just don't know, and therefore I'll continue to promote it. And that's the same response I heard from Kelly the Kitchen Cop. You know, well, other people are doing well, and so I'll continue to promote it. My take on that is, first, do no harm. And if there are people who are saying they're being harmed, and I have hundreds of them saying that on my blog, and I linked this to him and told him, then you are actually violating your oath to first do no harm if you're not going to look into that. He said, oh, I'll write another article about it, but he never did. It's a year later. So, you know, I think the issue here is he's comfortable. He's got a comfortable lifestyle now. He's got a thriving practice and a thriving online presence, and it's comfortable for him to not say anything. It's more comfortable for him to not throw himself into the fray. And it's comfortable for everybody to try to make me look like, as Michelle said, the crazy cat lady or the crazy cheese lady. So that's okay, because they can say what they want to say, but I think a lot of people have woken up to this issue of the oil being rancid. Again, I just repeat my same question over and over again. How do you protect an oil from going rancid if it's sitting in a vat for months and it's a fish oil? There's no way to protect it from going rancid if it's exposed to air and light. So that's just the facts. And so people can say what they want to say about me. They can try to attack me, but that's just the facts. And as far as the A&D ratio that I wrote about yesterday, that's the facts. So anyway, I think whatever you're dealing with out there personally, I just support everybody in being real and being authentic and just trying to be who they are. And that a lot of this plays into the whole weight loss thing. And when I became the most successful I'd ever become in my life in 2013 and lost the 40 pounds, in 6 months and made $1 million that year, that's when I was attacked the most. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Why do people attack you when you're doing well? I'll tell you why. Because then they have to look at themselves and say, well, what am I doing with my life? If she can do it, it must, maybe it's not that hard. Maybe I could do what I want. Maybe I should stop stuffing my face full of chips and get off the couch, and I could lose that 50 pounds I'm trying to lose. Oh, no, I don't want to have to do that. So I'll just attack her for saying that she's doing it. I'll discredit her. I'll try to think of something. It can't be that easy. Same thing with making money. People are jealous. And when you make money and you talk about it, people attack you. So anyway, that's all I got to say today. I just woke up to that email and it was nasty, and I knew this was coming. I mean, whenever I post anything like this, it always comes. I guess you just have to brush it off, shake it off, as Taylor Swift says. There's all the haters out there, and they're doing what they do, and that's just where they're at, and they're comfortable there. And you are the one making them uncomfortable by being yourself, by being real. I'm walking here in the street talking to my phone. People probably think I'm insane. I don't care. I don't care. Because I'm doing what I have to do. I'm doing what I feel like doing. I'm sharing my truth. And if somebody's got a problem with me, that's okay. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for saying, so she's saying, I posted your cod liver oil info on my page. Pay no attention to haters. Yeah, I mean, oh, I didn't tell you guys this too. Michelle told me there's people talking about me in private groups too. It's so funny. That's how women do it, don't they? Yeah, that's how we shame each other. We'll go into little groups and we'll whisper, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? We all trash each other privately in little groups. It's sad, really, because, it makes you wonder about those people who are trashing people. And it's so funny because they're accusing me of trashing people. I'm not trashing anybody. I'm challenging Sally Fallon. I am challenging her. I'm questioning her. I'm like, give us the data, give us the information. That's not trashing somebody. I'm not calling her names. I'm not putting her down. I am asking her to be accountable to us. That's a big difference. Going around in little groups and smack talking people behind their backs, saying things you would never say to their face. That is trashing people. But I'll say any of this to Sally. I've tried. She won't answer my emails. Which somebody claimed today that I got an email back from somebody saying, well, they say they've not received anything from you. Yeah, right. She knows my email address. Oh, Sally, if you don't know my email address, it's Annmarie, ANNMARIE, at cheeseslave.com. So if anybody needs to let Sally know that, I'll update my post too, make sure she has it. She claims that she doesn't know she's not getting my emails. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. Anyway, I'm excited to be able to move on from this, you guys. I'm excited to be able to write about all the other things I'm going to write about and share about. And I just want to thank you all. I wanted to say, Sarah, thank you. And Michelle, thank you. And Christine, your comments on the Weston Price page, thank you. Thanks to everybody who's sharing. Thanks for everybody who's listening. Thanks to everybody who is open to truth and to having an honest dialogue. You know, if an organization, I really feel like, back to Brene Brown, she talks about shame-based organizations, and I feel like if an organization is a shame-based organization, which many are, because, you know, that's what we learn in our society, is to live in shame and to police each other with shame, they're not going to allow honest dialogue. If somebody challenges them, they're going to shut them down. They're going to delete their comments like they did to me. They're going to, if they don't have anything to hide, why are they deleting comments? But that's what they do. Oh, you can leave a comment on the Weston Price Foundation page. You can leave a review. And I don't think they can delete those. Michelle said she doesn't think they can delete those, and I think it's true because they're not deleting those. So that's a way to communicate with them publicly. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, at this point, I feel like I've come out the other side. I feel like I did battle and put it out there, and I feel like I've come out the other side. What I want to do now is just work to share more information about the good stuff that's out there. I'm launching a podcast. That's going to happen the next few weeks. I've already recorded my first one. I'm going to be doing more. I had a chat with Jacqueline Harwell from the Family That Heals Together blog. She's got a new book coming out about it's about the GAPS diet and healing, you know, her kids. There's a lot of kids out there on the spectrum. We talked about it yesterday because we said, you know, I don't really want to promote the GAPS diet anymore because of the whole connection with the fermented cod liver oil. And now Natasha Campbell McBride she's the author of the GAPS diet, Gut and Psychology Syndrome. You know, she changed all her links in her book, and now she's linking to the fermented cod liver oil. Same thing with Ramiel Nagel. He's another one who wrote the Cure Tooth Decay book. Oh my gosh, somebody texted me and showed me, I had his old version of his book because I bought it way back in the day. I think he sent me a copy of it, and I also had the Kindle version. And in my versions, he mentioned cod liver oil a couple times, but I guess he's updated his book, and now the new book, somebody was texting me from London, she has his book, and it's just all links to fermented cod liver oil, and it's links to a store called Cod Liver Oil Store. And I was like, who is that person? It was like Lakshmi Golden running his store. But then I looked her up on Google, and it's a different woman. She has a different name, Michelle something. And I was like, I bet that's his wife. So I don't have evidence, but it seems like he's probably selling this retail from his book now, and it's just, his book is just littered with all these fermented cod liver oil links. So, you know, he's, as an affiliate of a cod liver oil company or any nutritional supplement, you usually get like anywhere from 5 to 15% as a blogger, you know, and he's got this website and he's got this book. And so if you buy it wholesale and sell it retail out of a warehouse, you're going to make double that. You're going to make like 40 or 50%, more than double. So that's probably what he's doing. And, you know, he had said to me he would get back to me and come forward. I don't know if he's going to speak out about it and maybe change his book. I don't know. So it's hard when you're making money off things. It's hard because then you got to go clean things up, and it's not fun to admit you were wrong. It's not fun. And you guys, maybe none of these people actually believe there's validity to Kayla's report. Maybe none of these people believe that that the oil is rancid. I don't see how they can. I just don't see how you can not think about the fact that you're letting an oil sit out, exposed to air and light. I keep saying the same thing, but it's true. Think about it. You're going to put this fish oil out. It says on every single fish oil label in the world, put it in the fridge. It's got to stay refrigerated and cold, and it's got to stay in a dark bottle. You put it out in light and air for 6 months, which is how Dave Wetzel said he ferments his oil for 6 months. How does the oil not go rancid? So, anyway, like I said, I've said all I need to say about it. I do need to go back and clean up. I've still got to post about Rami's book. I've got to change that now. I've got to change all my links to Dr. Natasha. I am not going to recommend the GAPS diet anymore, ever. I'm going to strip all the links off my site because I just don't want people to get the book and then read about fermented cod liver oil and then that's me saying it's okay. It's not. I can't, and that's why I can't link to the Weston Price Foundation either. So anyway, this is not about trashing anybody, guys. This is about being authentic and being real and telling the truth and protecting people from something that I think is dangerous. So if anybody out there is saying that I'm trashing people, or they're trashing me, saying that whatever, they're trying to discredit me, that's fine. Ann Duncan is a friend of mine on Facebook, and I saw somebody in one of these private groups, because somebody shared it with me. Like, people aren't going to share. Watch what you say online about people, because you should never say anything about anybody that you wouldn't be willing to say in public, in a public forum, in front of a group of people, to that person. If you wouldn't say it to them, don't say it online. That's just what we all need to live by, to prevent from shaming people. So, you know, I saw Ann Duncan was awesome. She stuck up for me, and she didn't even get personal about it. She just said, somebody said, well, I don't trust Cheese Slave's opinion. She's not a reliable source. Why? I don't know. She didn't give any reason. And she said, hi, cute dogs. Good morning. And Ann said, just look at the evidence. Just look at the evidence. And I was like, yeah, right on. Logic, people. Anyhow, I'm excited about the podcast. I'm excited about all the new stuff I'm doing. We are working on a huge list of all the foods that have fluoride and the sources of fluoride. We're working on, I've got a helper helping me. And the cod liver oil post of what I recommend and the different brands is going up. It's pretty comprehensive. If you guys have stuff that you're wanting me to write about and want to hear more about, want me to live stream about, comment please. And I just really love sharing my morning walks with you. So thanks everybody for listening, and thanks for supporting me. And I'm going to try to take it easy today. I've got a lot of stuff I got to get done, like errands and stuff, but I'm going to try to be good to myself and be loving to myself and be kind to myself, because this was hard. And you know what? I'm proud of myself. I'm proud for what I did. And I hope that if there's something in your life that you need to speak out on, that you need to stand up for, something is telling you inside that you need to do something, I am supporting you. I'm holding support in my heart for you to do that. Or if you want to go after some kind of goal in your life, lose weight, whatever, I'm holding support for you. So thanks everybody. Have a great day.